Hi YouTubers, I'm Colin and this is TamiyaTruckBuilding. In this part 7 we'll be looking at building stage 10 of the Volvo FH12 and I'll be showing you a paint problem I had, how I corrected it, and I'm going to give you a peek at my proposed decor's design. First off, stage 10. This is stage 10, which is the construction of the uprights, the two springs and the cross axle and the two steering arms. The parts for number 10, stage 10, will be in the inset now, and I've also got them here ready. So let's build. So start with the spring. No difference in direction between the springs, they're identical both ways round. What we need to do is to fit the spring to the arm. We'll have a look at the arm now first off and see if there's any difference between the arm from either direction. And it's identical, or is it? The difference is there's holes drilled on that side. So as you can see here, it shows the screws this side, so that's the way around we're going to do it. The spring will go underneath in there like that. There will be two U-clamps. One goes like that and the other one goes the other side. Don't worry, this all straightens up when you get the bits on the top. You put one of these on, these plates. Again, there's no ups and downs with the plates. There you go, I'm dropping it already. It's because I'm working backwards for the camera. Just making a bit of a pig's ear of this, but it will go together. There we go. And there are 4 nuts. Now these are the flange type nuts. They're not lock nuts, but they do have a serrated edge on the bottom of them, so as they tighten up they'll dig into that plate and hold it into position. Just getting my screw started. One doesn't want to start. There we go. That's done up. Number 4. A little bit fiddly, but once you've got it all done up, it's okay. So there you go. That's in position. Now there is a shock absorber mounting and a screw also required from here. Try and get into the habit of always checking to see if your parts are handed in any way. These aren't. That's going to go over there and it's going to screw into that little hole in there. So let's just find a screwdriver. I'm going to do it my way around because I can't screw left-handed. Once I've got in position, I'll show you what I'm doing. There we go. Pull it up tight. According to the diagram, there is no thread lock on that at all. We've got that in position. Now, I haven't tightened these up yet, and the reason I haven't tightened them up is that, as you can see, there's a little bit of movement left and right on these, and I like to just get them both parallel with each other first because they'll drop into the spring hangers more easily. Spring for the second side now, and that knobbly bit there, or the rivet, drops into a recess on there. as you can see. There's a little bit of movement, but less when you get the actual U-bolts on. And 2 of those, 1 of those, and we need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Oops, a daisy. Just threw that one. So let's put our spring where we want it. There. Put the U-bolts over. There's one U-bolt. You need 3 hands for this. 1 over the other side. Just trying to keep them in the same place long enough to be able to put the bracket on. Come on, help me out here. There we go. Brackets in place. 4 screws to hold it. 4 nuts, sorry, to hold it. You get one either side on first, and then you can relax the pressure at the back. That one's cross-threaded. Just do it again. There we go. Till it's all the way down. So just a little bit of burr on that one. It's a bit tight to do up. It's gone. Number 3, straight on that time. And number 4. There we go. Not on correct. But it is now. Okay. Front side hole with where we've got to put the shock absorber mount in with a little screw, which is in here. Holes at the bottom will line up with the shock absorber. Sorry, I'm going to have to do this right-handed because I'm right-handed, and then I'll show you what I'm doing. No thread lock required for these. Now, just take a ruler and just use, obviously, well, I'm using millimetres, doesn't have to be obvious. I've got 80.5 millimetres that side, and I have got 80 that side. So they are near enough spot on, except for 0.5 millimetre, which will be taken up when you fit them on the actual frame. So I'm just going to start by just pulling up some opposite screws to start with, opposite nuts. I keep calling them screws. And one side goes tight, the other side goes loose. Three and 4, and all up to the same tension. When they're all tight, move on to the other side. Tight, 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 tight. Just going to have another quick measure of that, just make sure I'm keeping it more or less. You don't have to do this, it just makes life a little bit easier. Yeah. There we go. And that is the first part of stage 10 done. The second part of stage 10 involves fitting some knuckle joints or balls to the 2 steering arms. There's the 2 steering arms, there's the 2 knuckles, and the other side of the knuckles there are nuts. The nuts are captive in the back. Now what you've got to do is make sure that you get these the right way around. Let's just have a look at the diagram now. That looks like the right hand one to me. And is that the left hand one? Does it have the hole in the top? It has in fact the hole all the way through. So there we go, that's the correct way around. So we're going to put that in there. Put a nut on the bottom. I like it when the nut recesses into something, makes life so much easier doing things up. In case of this one, that goes in the top there, as per the diagram. Put a nut on the back of it. Might be easier to just let it drop into the hole and do it that way. At least it's square then, isn't it? There we go. And use the Tamiya wrench again to just tighten them up. Don't have to be massively tight. You're not out to break anything. So those two are done up. And we've now got one like that and one like that. Last thing to do on here now is you'll note on the left hand side one it has a ball joint through the bottom. That picks up off the steering arm. So in case of this one, we're putting another one in the bottom there, nut on the top, and screw it up. Like so. And do it up. So now we have the showing some holes at the top, like that. That completes stage 10. Sometimes the paint doesn't go to plan. A couple of days ago I was painting the remaining few body parts in blue. Unfortunately I didn't follow my own advice, which is to not spray when it's too cold. Things looked okay, but the paint just wouldn't dry, not even after 2 hours. I had to bring the parts indoors and warm them on a radiator. Here's a photo of one piece where the paint has run. Most of them were the same. Not to be confused with applying too much paint, this is a classic case of the temperature being too cold for the paint to set normally. So, yesterday I flatted the paint and headed out to my garage. Kill or cure, I thought. I heated the spray booth and parts with a small fan heater. Also warmed the paint, and myself for that matter, and repainted. This time, no issues. Here's the after picture. I just thought I'd share that with you. It's a note to self, don't paint when the ambient temperature is too low. Now a bit of artwork. I've been pondering over the artwork for my blue-bodied FH12 for a week or so now. I finally come up with the design and here it is. All fictitious of course, but I think the yellow will break up the blue just enough. I'm also going to replace the black and white Globetrotter over cab decor with my own, which is going to have a blue background, the same as the truck, with yellow writing. I think it looks good. What do you think? Anyway, that's it for part 7, YouTubers. Part 8 will be out in a day or so, and in it I'll finish off the front suspension and steering. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. Bye for now.